We are an evolving species. We've mastered tools, conquered nature, leveraged the power of machines, and embraced technology in search of greater knowledge. Computers have empowered us further, and in the process, turn out enormous amounts of data. Today, we record and transfer more information in a year than mankind created over the past 5,000 years combined. Proof we are in the information age indeed.
When you're talking about something that's that large, how do you then go through it and dissect it and find information that would be relevant to your clients?
Yeah. Well, it helps to have some experience knowing what questions are important to our clients. So if you're dealing with a retailer, you want to know margins, pricing, customer behavior. If you're dealing with healthcare, like the example that I use, what is the chances that they're going to be readmitted? So we actually work backwards from the question and then try to figure out what data sources does the client have in their possession that might be relevant to this. And generally the set is probably broader than they thought about before. But that's how we decompose it, because if you start from petabytes of data and say, what interesting things can we find with it? Well, that might work, but you could do a lot of searching and wandering around in the desert before you finally find it.
And that's sort of what I'm thinking, is that because you've got too much, I know if my chore list, my honey-do list is too big, sometimes it's difficult to focus in on the one or two that my wife really wants done, you know, and that's something you've obviously spent time on, trying to figure out which questions would best work for the solution.
Oh, figuring out my wife's to-do list?
Yeah, your wife's to-do list.
That's right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but same principle here.
Same principle.
So you're not just wandering around doing things aimlessly. So how do you, so you've got all this information, but we're talking about organizations that have been around for years and have likely, you know, gathered their information in a fashion that's been comfortable to them. That may not give you all the information that you need to provide. I mean, you're talking about things shooting up as far as the amount of information out there over the last couple of years. But we're talking about companies that have been around for perhaps decades.
Right.
You know, how do you get the information that's necessary for your work? Do you sometimes have to go outside of that as well?
Yes. So there's internal data sources like the ones that we're talking about, but a lot of the big data opportunities are actually in third-party or external data sources, public stuff as well. In fact, what we do, since your question is exactly what our clients ask us all the time, is like, okay, that's a great end state, a nice goal. I want to be able to predict readmissions or customer behavior or whatever, but I just need help starting. How do you get started? And so we do a data inventory, and then looking at their structured and their unstructured data and their semi-structured data, and then trying to see from that which of the questions, we call them crunchy questions because those are the questions you can crunch on data to get specific answers, which of the questions are those pieces of data relevant to, and then from that the transformations from maybe what their existing data source is into the form that you might ultimately need. And you need data management. I mean, there's no way around it. You need data governance, you need data information extraction, quality monitoring, notions of metadata, all these things that we've been talking about for years with regards to data warehouses, they just get multiplied in the big data world. So yeah, it's a traditional skill.
The value is not in the data itself. The value is in how we use the data, how the data analysis shapes our decisions, how it automates our machines, how it solves our problems, and how it changes our lives. The power of the data is set to be unleashed, and its impact will be felt everywhere. We are experiencing the dawn of a new age, the age of data analytics. Put bluntly, analytics is revolutionizing our health system. Analytics enhances environmental monitoring. Analytics empowers commerce. Analytics is a game changer for professional sport. Analytics redefines the very definition of community, and analytics will drive our future. How will analytics and big data shape Alberta, its economy, and its labor market? How will analytics and big data impact you, your business, and your life? Join global and local experts for 3 days of thought-provoking discussions, insight and foresight, and surprising discoveries. Analytics empowers better decisions. Register now for Canada's largest analytics conference.